Hello and welcome to Game 2 of J&J Bowling's 9-pin no-tap tournament held at Pin and Tonic in Beecher, Illinois. In Game 1, we watched John Gokul bowl a 277, J.R. Robinos bowled a 231, and Nicholas Forza bowled a 211. In Game 2, on this featured pair, 5 and 6, we have Rick Chapman, Tim Stevenson, Bobby Zazzetti. Rick Chapman, you can see right there, stepping up on lane 6 for his first shot of the second game. Throws his outside, that comes in strong into the pocket, knocks down all 10. That is a strike. Coming up on lane number 5, we will have Tim Stevenson. Now also in this 9-pin no-tap tournament, your worst game does get thrown out. So we take the scores of the 3, include your handicap in there, and that is how we calculate the scores. So these are their bowlers. Second game's Tim Stevenson coming up on lane number 5. He plays his real tight, comes in strong in the pocket, leaves a weak 10, but that is okay for a strike. Even he called it, you're safe. Bobby Zazzetti, the third bowler on this pair, coming up on lane number 5 following Tim Stevenson. Both Chapman and Stevenson started off strong with a strike. Zazzetti's looking to do the same. Let's see what he can do here. He's going to not hit the pocket good enough. That's going to leave a 3 pins behind. Gets a 7 on his first throw. This is the first frame. You pick this up. No harm, no foul. Let's see if Bobby can pick this up. These can be tricky. Sometimes they can be easy to chop the pins. Starts off right, throws it right at there, and he gets a spare. So Chapman strikes, Stevenson strike. Bobby Zazzetti starting off with a 7 spare. Chapman coming up on lane number 5 for his second throw of the game. I enjoy how far back he brings the ball. That's a good, solid ball. Comes in a little light, leaves 1 pin, but he starts off with a double. Very strong start for Rick Chapman. Tim Stevenson, he's going to step up on lane number 6. Looking to follow suit of Rick Chapman. Trying to start off with a double. Let's see what he can do here. Plays a similar line with his first throw. Hits a little high, but that is a strike. He starts off with a double as well. But all 3 bowlers playing pretty similar lines. All throwing through, looks like that second arrow. Bobby, his second throw. That's going to come in Brooklyn, but it knocks down all 10, so he starts off with a 7 spare strike. Rick Chapman with his third throw looking for a turkey. All 3 bowlers clean through 2. Chapman's throw comes in a little light, leaves 2 pins standing. He's going to have to throw his second ball. Probably a little frustrated there. Couldn't start off with the turkey. Again, a good close-up of my good friend Bobby Zazzetti there. Thank you, Bobby. Rick Chapman's second throw coming up soon. See if he can pick this up. And he's going to remain clean. Starts off with a double and an 8 spare. Tim Stevenson looking to get a turkey here. Cleans off his ball, make sure it's nice and not oily. Tim Stevenson's third shot coming up. Did not like that shot. You can tell as soon as with the kick. It goes to the Brooklyn side and still good enough for a strike. Gets a break there. It's a turkey for him. stood up immediately on that shot, kicked the air. He was not happy with that throw, but he's lucky to start off with a turkey. Bobby Zizzetti's third shot coming up. Got a strike in the second frame. Had a spare conversion in the first. Bobby is going to leave 2 pins, it looks like. No, 3 pins. Sorry, there is a pin behind that other pin. He's going to leave 3 pins there. He's going to have another second shot to throw here. Try to get the spare conversion. And Bobby is going to pick that up, so he remains clean through 3. All bowlers remain clean through 3 on this pair. Tim Stevenson still working on a perfect game with a turkey through 3. Chapman looking to strike after the 8 spare. And he's going to do so. He's going to leave the 7 pin, but that is good enough for a strike here. The 9 pin, no tap. Starts off with a double, 8 spare, and a strike. Tim Stevenson's 4th shot, looking for a ham bone. Trying to remain perfect here. Stevenson did not like his shot last throw. Let's see if he likes this one a little bit better. Looks good, and knocks down all 10 in the pit. That was a very solid shot. Right into the pocket. He's got a ham bone there. Bobby Zizzetti's 4th shot coming. 2 7 spares so far and a strike. His is going to go Brooklyn. And he does get the strike. He leads the 5 pin. If this was league, everybody in the bowling alley would be extremely happy right now. But that is a strike here. No need to throw at it. Rick Chapman. Frame number 5 coming up here. This ball goes out there. Cuts through the head pin. Leaves 2 pins standing. It looked like it was on the line of what he threw his last throw. This time it just takes off a little bit too much. Cuts through the head pin. Leaves 2 pins. He's going to have to try to convert this here. Moves left. Let's see if he can get it. Oh, uh-oh. And he chops it. He takes down the 10 pin. Leaves 1 pin standing. Open frame here in the 5th. First open frame on this pair. Stevenson's still working on a 300 game here. Besides that one throw, Stevenson has been really consistent with his throws. Let's see if he can continue to be consistent here. Straight through the pocket. Knocks down all 10 in the pit. Very similar shot to his throw on the other lane. Hits the pocket hard. Knocks down them all. And he's got 5 strikes through 5 frames. Very strong start for Tim Stevenson. We got 2 games in a row now. John Gokul was working on 300 last game. Now we got Stevenson working on a 300 through 5. Bobby Zizzetti struck in the last frame. He's going to stand up here in the 5th frame. Hits does not. It looks like it hit pretty light. Wasn't too much back end action. Hits through the pins weird and leaves a nice little split there. I think it's a baby split because I think that is the 1 pin standing, so it's not a real split. But he's going to have to kick that on the left side of the pin and try to hit into the 10. Pretty solid effort there by Bobby Zizzetti, but could not get it to the left more. He's going to leave an open. So in the 5th frame, both Rick Chapman, Bobby Zizzetti leave 8 ones, 2 open frames. Stevenson still perfect through 5. Rick Chapman, his 6th throw, 6th frame. Let's see what he can do. And he liked it. He walked away from it. That is a strike, all 10 into the pit there. That's a good sign when you throw it and you start walking away with confidence. Tim Stevenson about to step up on lane number 6. Got to go through that pre-throw ritual there. Nice little spin. See what he can do here. That hits solid as well, all 10 in the pit. His last 3 shots have been perfect. Following that third frame shot that he was not happy with, he's thrown 3 great shots. And he hasn't even utilized the 9-pin in those last 3 shots. He's just been knocking down all 10. It's a beautiful start for Tim Stevenson. 6 strikes through 6 frames. Bobby Zozzetti, his throw is going to go Brooklyn. Maybe a little bit too much through the head pin there. He's going to leave 2 more pins. Bobby is left trying to figure it out. 7 spare strike, 7 spare strike. 8-1 open. Looking for an 8 spare here. Trying to figure out the rest of the game. See if he can pick this up. Bobby is right on the money, picks up the spare there. You don't want it 2 opens in a row. Rick Chapman. He's going to step up on lane 6. Really like Rick Chapman's game. How far he brings back the ball. Helps give him some of that power. That one's going to hit a little low. Leaves 2 pins standing. So he's going to have to throw a second shot here. Try to pick this up. Got 3 frames after this frame. Leaving any opens here would be crucial. Waiting for his turn to step up on the lanes. 2 pins to throw at here. Puts a nice little hook on the ball. He's going to pick that up. We are good. 2 strikes, 8 spare strike, 8-1 open strike, and an 8 spare here for Rick Chapman. Tim Stevenson still working on his perfect game here. He's going to step up on lane number 5. He's thrown 3 great shots since that strike that he got that he was not happy with that went Brooklyn. It's another great shot here in the late trip of the 10 by Tim Stevenson. He is perfect through 7. Bobby Zozzetti going to try to figure things out here right now. Trying to get back on the strike train here. Let's see what he can do. That looks like it's going Brooklyn, and it's going to leave those same 2 pins that he's had problems with this game. Bobby was able to pick this up pretty easily last time. Hoping he can get up there again. Staying off to the left, aim right at the pins, and knock him down again. And that's exactly what he's going to do, Bobby, with the spare there. 3 straight throws of starting off with 8 in his first throw. Bobby's going to go sit down and try to think of what he can do to try to get back on track. And I know Bobby will do so. Rick Chapman standing up on lane number 5. Looks like it's getting out there. Comes back strong right through the head pin. Leaves 3 pins remaining. So Chapman as well trying to figure things out on these lanes. Comes back way too much on that one. Hits the head pin. Leaves those 3 pins. He's going to try to pick this up. And he's going to do so. Perfect throw there. Tim Stevenson going to step up on lane number 6, still working on his perfect game here. Go through his ritual again. This moment you got to start blocking things out. Even with a 9-pin, it's still significant if you get a 300 game. Tim Stevenson wasn't too happy. Oh, he gets the late trip of the 7. Two pins were staring at him, and he was staring back at him. 7 finally falls. Grabs his heart there, gave him a little bit of a heart attack there. He remains perfect. Very, very good break there for Tim Stevenson. Bobby waiting for his turn to go up on lane number 6. Trying to break that streak of 8 on his first throw. He's going to get set here to see what he can do. Throw's coming. Looks good. Going to hit the pocket pretty solidly. Maybe a little bit light. Leaves the 7 pin. But he finally gets a strike here. Good to see Bobby figured that throw out a little bit there. Rick Chapman. Lane number 6. Plays a little bit tighter. Ball doesn't move too much, and he gets the strike there. Looks like he changing balls, getting rid of that ball, taking that one off. He's done with that one. Tim Stevenson still working on his perfect game. That looks good. Hits the pocket, leaves the 7 pin. But that is a strike. He has 9 strikes now. 1 frame away. 3 more throws away from a perfect game in 9-pin no tap. Game number 2. Bobby Zazzetti struck on his last throw, trying to continue. He's going to step up on lane number 5. Looks good. And he's going to get the strike. All 10 fall into the pit there. Seems like when he gets it through that arrow, it's been coming back pretty decently for him. Hitting the pocket good. Leaving some strikes. Rick Chapman. Frame number 10 here. Goes way out there. Doesn't come back strong enough. A little light. Leaves 2 pins. Tim Stevenson walking up, ready for his 10th frame to try to go for a 300. But first he's going to let Rick Chapman finish this throw. Chapman's going to throw it, and he will pick it up, so he will have another shot here to try to fill his score. Tim Stevenson. His first throw in frame number 10. And it's all 10 fall into the pit here. 2 more throws away from a perfect 300 game for Tim Stevenson. Rick Chapman going to throw his last ball of the 10th frame. Looks like it's out there again. Comes back strong. Leaves 3 pins. Rick Chapman finishes game 2 with a 190. Tim Stevenson. He's going to throw his ball here. And we're going to get another strike. All 10 fall down. He is 1 throw away from a 300 here. This is when the nerves start to get you. Just like I said, even though it is a 9-pin, it still takes talent to get to 300 here. So let's see what Tim can do. Will he be able to pull this 300 off? He's going to step up now to the approach. Throws it. Ball comes back a little light and leaves 3 pins remaining. Tim Stevenson does not get the 300, but finishes with a great game of 297. That remains 1 bowler left. Bobby Zazzetti with his 10th frame. Rick Chapman with a 190. Tim Stevenson with a 297. Let's see what Bobby can finish with here. His shot's going to go Brooklyn. Gets the late fall of the 10 pin, leaves 1 pin remaining. That is a strike in the 10th frame. 2 more shots remaining for him. Gets a lucky break there. Bobby Zazzetti's second throw here. Way better in the first one. This one comes in strong in the pocket. Gets the late trip of the 7. He's got 4 strikes. He's got a ham bone right now. Working on 5 in a row. One more throw remaining of this game number 2. This is Eddie's last throw. Looks like a solid shot. Comes in strong in the pocket. Knocks down all 10 in the pit. He's going to finish with a 216. So let's take a look at the scratch game number 2 scores. Tim Stevenson, 297, 255, 244. Great scores here in game 2. Stay tuned for game number 3.